to Dating and Relationship Advice. And we have me and Lisa back doing our podcast.
Hi, Brian. Nice to see you.
Hi, Lisa.
Long time no see.
Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while. So what have you been up to?
What have you been up to?
What have you been up to?
I asked you first. No, I think you asked me first. Life.
Oh, that's exciting. Oh, wow.
Nothing terribly exciting. I've missed you. It's good to see you. You look really good.
I do?
Yeah, you do. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you look really good.
I do?
Yeah.
Copycat.
No.
Thank you. What is our topic of discussion going to be today?
Well, I have to apologize to some of our listeners because they've been sending a lot of emails, and I was hoping to have a phone number so people would call in live.
Oh.
But I'm working on that.
Okay.
What else?
What else?
I'm going to get to everybody's questions, hopefully, and then I'll put whose ever name that has a question out on the podcast. Because there's quite a bit.
Is there?
Most of the men have tons of questions about you.
Oh, geez. Well, that's nice.
Not much about me. Not sure why.
Oh, goodness. Oh.
But
Doesn't seem fair.
I guess a lot of people, want to focus in on you because you're, from our first podcast, we described you as a porn star because that's kind of what your job is or was, or is it still?
It is still. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Well, now you do.
Yep. And, you still have the long, beautiful, long blonde hair down to your back.
Why, thank you.
And for some reason, I like to describe people so people can imagine what you look like.
Oh, okay.
This thin 5'9". We had to remeasure you, remember? Because you thought
did.
you were 5'5", but you're not.
I'm actually 5'7". Who knew?
Wow.
I look good for my age, don't I?
Yeah, you do. Okay.
So how would you describe me, Brian? This should be good. I'm looking forward to this.
Oh, I just did describe you.
Long blonde hair.
Long blonde hair down your back. You're
5'7".
tall and thin. And
You think I'm thin? Why, thank you.
Oh, my God. I'm going to stab you.
I'm going to stab you. Wow. Thank you. It's very flattering.
And,
what about you? People don't want to know how you look?
oh, nobody cares what I look like. What are you talking about?
Oh, God. Okay. If you say so.
Dark hair, dark eyes.
Dark hair. You're very, very good looking. I would say. Okay. It's not screaming confidence, but I think I'm right here. You're very good looking.
Yeah, see, that's why I don't get emails, because I'm not that confident man that everybody wants to listen to.
Well, perhaps this podcast will help boost your confidence. We're here to help everyone, including ourselves, aren't we not?
It's more like therapy for helping people.
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay.
Yeah, that's like the game we created. For the people that don't know, we created a card game that brings people closer together and actually gives questions that would complement your partner. And I could put a link if anybody's curious on what the card game looks like, how much it is, and everything else. So make sure to
check it out.
Like this video, check this out, and email us.
Mm-hmm. Yes, please do.
There's a couple of questions.
Oh. Let's get to
one guy's curious. The people that you're interested in, you don't, so to say, discriminate. How they looked or how they act or if they have deformities or, stuff like that. You don't discriminate, the people that you like or want to talk to or want to be with.
You say interested in, I'm assuming sexually, romantically, all of the above?
Yeah,
okay.
It doesn't matter.
I do not discriminate, no. Mm-mm. No, I don't.
Because I was thinking of this one gentleman that, for the listeners, we were watching this one person. And he was walking into a store. His eyeballs were like bulging out of his head. And he has a lot of outrageous gestures with his hands.
Okay.
And he made a comment, and he goes...
Were you with me? Who's we? Were we together?
Oh, he goes, I'd like to see that straight jacket.
What?
Remember that guy?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, so you and I were together. When was this?
We were watching Oddities, remember?
Oh, Oddities. Okay, yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay.
He had that voice.
Yes, you're right.
I'd like to see that straight jacket.
He was a little interesting.
Yeah, and
He
you
was a
said,
little-
I would like to talk to that guy.
Yeah, because I love that kind of stuff. That's interesting to me. He's not. He's. I don't want to say not normal. He's interesting. He's different, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he would probably
obviously.
be interesting.
Yes.
But you
Are you
kinda,
asking if I would date him, Brian?
would you date him? Or should I say it in his voice?
Maybe. Maybe.
Would you date him?
One never knows. I'm captivated by that sort of thing. Honestly, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, you're just interested in the
People.
character.
The character, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Looks are secondary to me for sure. I mean, there has to be physical attraction, but it's people that are interesting is captivating to me. He was interesting.
Yeah.
Like, I can't think of
Did
the
you
name.
like his body? Was he sexy?
I wouldn't go that far.
How
I would not go that far.
about his voice?
It was interesting. I don't know if I want to hear it in the throes of passion, but it was interesting. We'll say that.
He would be like, I would like to see your ass.
Hey, that could be in the right environment. That might be a turn on. I don't know.
Would that turn you on?
Or maybe.
No, that's kind of interesting. I mean, unique people are pretty interesting.
Yeah, unique is a good word for it. Yeah, I like unique.
Yeah.
Yeah, because not everyone is.
Yeah, because as people write in and wonder what you're interested in, who you're interested in, and if you would date them.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I don't even know what these people look like through the email
Right.
because they didn't even send a picture, but
Oh,
they're
okay.
asking these questions about you.
Oh, they are. Wow, that's flattering.
So,
They want to date me? They don't even know what I look like.
well, just,
Based on just what they've heard, huh?
right? I guess
Wow.
based on the description.
That's flattering. Well, true. Okay. I'd say I'm cute, so they're not wrong.
Well, I mean, it is interesting to see what you're attracted to and what you date and what you like and don't like.
Me or anyone.
Well, if you're on a dating site.
Yeah.
I mean, we talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, how do I get a woman like that?
Aw.
That's what I'm thinking. Or maybe that's what they're thinking.
Or maybe that's what they're thinking. That's true.
So how do I get a woman like that?
Like what? Like me?
Yeah.
I guess you got to be.
I'm pretending like I'm them.
Yes, I understand. I guess you have to be interesting for me. I mean, if I'm answering for myself.
Well, then what's interesting to you?
The guy you just described was interesting on the oddities. I don't know, someone that thinks differently, maybe, or that is, out of the norm, thinks outside of the box, maybe not typical.
Not typical?
Yeah, I mean,
So the cute Brad Pitt kind of, let me buy you a beer kind of...
doesn't appeal to me.
Really?
No. Mm-mm. Maybe some characters he's played,
Oh.
that have been quirky would be
So
attractive.
I'm not one of those people that you would date.
You?
Because I'm normal. I would just say, hey, can I buy you a drink? And
I think you're far from normal, Brian.
Really? What? Oh my! I don't know if I should take that as an insult or not.
Well, in light of the conversation, probably.
I mean, we are opposites.
We are very opposite. That's very true. How are we opposite? And how we think? Are we?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have.
We're both good looking. We would agree.
Yeah. Well, you see men differently than I do.
How do
Because-
I see them?
Because I'm in the business world, and I don't see men necessarily as pigs or wanting sex a lot of times, or hear them
Dare you?
want to, jack off, so to say. I mean, I don't hear any of those. And then on the other hand,
Jeez.
with your job and the things that you do, you're describing men as something totally different than what I'm not used to.
Okay. But you're assuming I think men are pigs just because I'm in the field I'm in. I wouldn't say that's accurate. I mean, some of them are. I can be a pig too, sexually speaking.
How so?
I digress. Well, so you think we're different in that respect because of how we see?
No, just our experiences are
Okay.
totally different.
Our experiences are different.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, opposites attract, they say.
I don't think so.
I say that though. I know
No, well-
you. I know you disagree. You think you
Yeah,
have to have
well,
commonalities.
Yeah, there has to be something.
Well, we have things in common, you and I.
Yeah, we do.
We do.
But from my experience, opposites just fight with each other, and that's not really a fun relationship.
No. Okay, I can see that.
Like, look at you and your mother.
Oh, gee. Let's not even go there. No, true. I don't know. I mean, I think you have to have a certain amount of things in common, but just the right of not to make it sexy. Because I want to learn from someone. I want them to be just different enough that they make me wonder.
Well, you can still
I don't
learn
wanna
with the same things in common because there's always different perspectives.
There's
right?
different perspectives, but if you think the exact same as someone else, how much are you going to learn? Because you think the same. So
Well, because you can grow.
okay, Brian. I think we are differing. Point made.
No,
Point made.
Like in the arts. I mean, I think we mentioned this on a different podcast where you like certain artsy things, and so do I.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we'll come together on certain artists.
Right. True. Yes.
And then there's stuff that you saw that I haven't.
Right.
Maybe.
Maybe.
See, and then we can come together.
Yes.
And then
Middle ground.
there could be shows that we can go to, and
Maybe.
and maybe different actors that we like in those,
Maybe.
and then it can just start growing, and then we can have fun just going from show to show, discussing actors. It's like, hey, there's a movie that's coming out with this actor. You want to go? And then there's more of an excitement,
Oh, okay.
and there's more of a bond,
Uh-huh.
and then you grow with those commonalities.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Sure. I won't argue. Right now. Maybe later.
But it's almost like, if you had somebody that didn't like horror,
Yeah.
and you try to introduce them to horror, and then they're squeamish, or and then they have, I don't know. Didn't you have a boyfriend that was like that, where he didn't really care for horror, but you made him do it anyways?
I don't make anybody do anything. Only in the bedroom.
Jeez.
I don't know. I don't know. Did I tell you that? I don't know.
Yeah, you did in the past.
I did? Okay. I don't know. I mean, most men are not bothered by horror, I would think.
Or maybe it was you were both scared of spiders or something, maybe?
I'm certainly scared of spiders. I don't think so. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry, I'm confused.
Oh, okay.
That's okay.
Well,
I haven't
I
had
don't
that many boyfriends, so I don't think so.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to find that sexy, unique person.
It is. That's true. It is. Ongoing challenge.
Yep,
Yep.
that's right.
Would you like to volunteer for the job? I didn't think so.
You're ridiculous.
You're ridiculous. What else? What next?
Okay, so there was let's move on to another topic. There's somebody who wrote in.
Alright.
Now, if I'm pronouncing these names badly, so I apologize ahead of time. So this guy writes in. His name is Tim Culsis.
Okay.
And he hangs out with his girlfriend that he's known for, let me see. I think he said it was about 3 months
Okay.
or so.
All right.
And, they're already sleeping together. They're already having fun. They're already enjoying things in common. They go to this bar, and she has a couple of friends. One night, he describes it as she takes one of her friends with them to a karaoke bar.
Okay.
And his name is Bobby, and
Oh, so the friend is a man. Okay.
yeah, the friend is another man.
Okay, got it. Okay.
So Tim, his girlfriend, and Bobby are all at this bar, and he's comfortable with him and his girlfriend's relationship, and Bobby's having a conversation, and he learns that his girlfriend hasn't had a long enough relationship, as far as I'm concerned, with this Bobby guy. So the way he describes it is, she's known him by just playing video games through the internet, and she realized that, he just lived down the street, and, they had a good rapport, and they went out a couple times. I think they went out before Tim and his girlfriend went out.
Okay.
But she decided to pick Tim, and, they dated, for 3 months or so, the way he describes it.
Okay.
So she gets a little bit drunk, and it looks like she's a little bit more flirtatious with Bobby. And she goes to Bobby, "I'm going to pick and sing a song for you." And she goes and points to him.
Okay.
And he's laid back. I mean, he's still comfortable with
the boyfriend,
with his girlfriend. And for me, I would kind of question that a little bit. I don't know about your opinion. Just that gesture.
Singing a song for Bobby.
Yeah.
Okay.
This new guy.
Well, do we know what the song was?
It was Bobby was interested in country. And he didn't describe what the song was, so I'm assuming she sang a country song for this guy.
Okay.
That's a friend that she's only gone out a couple of times, and she describes as she doesn't know him very well, not as well as Tim. So far, what would you? Is there any red flags for you?
Not for me. I mean, you have to be confident. I think if something like that bothers somebody, they probably are lacking in self-confidence, I would think. It's my gut instinct. I mean, there's certainly more bigger issues that could happen that would be a red flag. I don't know that would be one. Not to me. I mean, if it was like a romantic love sort of thing, maybe, I guess, that would be weird. But no, because, women and men can be friends. And maybe she, let's just say even hypothetically she's attracted to the guy. If she's dating the other person, it's up to the other person to decide whether or not he feels comfortable with her level of whatever you would call it, flirtation or whatever that would be considered. And then he can make up his own mind. But it wouldn't really bother me. I don't know. That's just me, though. I mean...
Yeah, I mean, I don't really see a problem yet.
Yeah.
But later on, he's continuing to write. I mean, this is kind of a long
This person
issue.
Is writing in? Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
Got it. Okay. So that's the beginning of the issue,
Yeah,
we'll say?
It seems like the beginning.
Okay.
I don't really see any red flags. I mean, I'm comfortable with who I'm with.
Yeah.
And
you have to trust your partner, and if you don't, if there's speculation or you kind of feel some kind of way, then I think that there's probably reason to examine why you're feeling that way, right?
Yeah. Well, as the evening goes on, there's another friend that comes into play, and he enters in the bar, and he's a longtime friend.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if he's a longtime friend, because he describes him as an ex-boyfriend of hers.
Okay.
And, they hug and everything, and it looks like, he kisses her on the forehead, and they're, when they talk, he's way taller. He describes him as like 6'5", and she's like 5'9" or something like that, and he's, I think, 5'11".
Okay.
So you kind of get a picture
Right.
of what's going on. And so the ex-boyfriend and her hug in, and she's singing a song for this Bobby guy, and they're all talking, having some fun. And he goes up there and sings a song that he practiced for her. And she goes ahead and sings a duet with this Bobby guy, and I think it's some Grease song.
You're the one that I want.
Summer Lovin'.
Oh, Summer Lovin'. Oh, I love Grease. Okay, that's a good one.
So
That's a goodie.
so her and her friend are singing Summer Lovin' and everything like that, and then I think everything seems to be okay from his point of view. So Tim and his girlfriend, end the night. They go home, and he thinks nothing of it. Well, the next morning, she has a problem.
Okay. The girlfriend.
Yeah.
Okay.
She goes, well, she got questioned at the bar quite a bit. Bobby was asking, are you two guys together? Because you guys don't seem, loving. And he wasn't really next to you.
Bobby's asking if Tim is with her.
Well, Bobby
Correct?
was asking her questions.
Okay. About,
and then she was telling her boyfriend, Tim.
Okay.
So then he was kind of questioning, well, why would he question why we're together? Because didn't you say that we were together? And she goes, yeah, we were together, but he's questioning, well, he's not really loving and anything like that. And at the same time, the way he described it is, I guess he wasn't by her side. So if he was, if Tim was by her side most of the time, then she wouldn't have, sang him songs, or he wouldn't have thought that we weren't together. And so why weren't you by my side? Why weren't you next to me? Why weren't you doing this and that and the other thing? And then it sounds like, Tim got more defensive because he gets more pissed in the document that he was writing. So Tim got more defensive, and he's like, well, so why did you sing a love song with this one guy? Why didn't you sing a love song with me? And she was like, well, you could have said something. You could have said, hey, let's sing a song. And Tim was like, well, I thought you wanted to be with your friends because we're together all the time. Right. So I gave you your space, and then it became an argument. I mean, why would this be an argument?
Well, it shouldn't be. I mean, a couple things come to mind immediately to me. If the situation was that the couple had been together for a lengthy period of time, I don't think this would be an issue. Because when you're with somebody for a year, maybe not a year, 2 years, 3 years and on, you go out with friends, whomever, and you're just comfortable. You mingle. I mean, that could certainly be the case too early on in dating if the two parties are very, very secure within the relationship. But I think a lot of times when you first meet somebody and you're dating for, just a few months, you might not really be that secure because you're really getting to know each other, right? So you don't really know the friends on the outside and the behavior and, you can be secure. It just depends, I suppose, on the individuals. But I don't know. The whole thing, apologies to Tim. He's writing in, correct?
Yeah,
Tim?
he is, yeah.
I'm not trying to say he's insecure, but it's coming off as a very insecure, he's coming from an insecure place.
Well, what it sounded like is everybody was she was hanging on them. And she was focusing on Bobby. And she was hanging on the ex-boyfriend. And, he was kind of questioning things, but he was still laid back, and he was still giving her space.
Right.
He was still, hugging her and buying her drinks and doing whatever, she needed.
But then after the fact, the girl is coming to him and saying, guy A or B, whomever, is saying to me that you don't seem like you're with your boyfriend. Am I understanding this correct? That's what she was saying to her boyfriend. Like,
yeah, I think
my friends are saying,
yeah, Bobby,
you're not acting like we're together.
Yeah, Bobby, the friend, was saying, well, this guy doesn't seem really interested in you.
Okay, but the woman is telling this.
Yeah, the woman's...
Okay, so from that perspective, it could also be the woman is not feeling... she's not getting enough attention from the boyfriend, because that's sort of a scream for attention. Because here's how it could go another way. let's just say you and I were in that predicament, or so, just if there's so many people involved here that it's hard to keep up. But let's just say we're in that predicament, and I had an ex-boyfriend or whatever, and I'm the girl. Okay, I could have been told those things by my ex, like, oh, is he really with you? He doesn't seem like he is. He's letting you do this and do this and do this. I could just have taken that information and kept it within myself. Do I really need to share it with you? So it almost screams like she wants attention by telling you the guy, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I have my thoughts.
Yeah, that's how I kind of see it too. Like, if I were in that predicament and I could just be like, and just blow it off. Why would I bring it to you? The only reason I would bring it to you is because I'm feeling insecure, and I want you to say, no, I'm with you, baby. I love you. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. So that's kind of how I see it too.
Yeah, because Tim's like, everybody knows that we're together, so
Yeah.
why are you bringing this up?
Yeah.
So I think that's mainly his question.
Yeah.
Which I'm thinking that she's very insecure.
Insecure. Yeah. Right.
Right. And yeah, she's very insecure. There's no reason to bring that up.
No, she wants reassurance. She's looking for reassurance. Right.
Yeah, I
Which
mean,
is okay. You could look for reassurance within a relationship, but that's not the way to go about it.
right. Well, for me, for most relationships on my end that I've experienced, is you as a couple, there's got to be a certain amount of trust, and you can go off and if there's friends of yours, you can go and talk to them, and you always come back to each other.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're gonna go home with each other, right?
Yeah. At the end of the day, that's what really
There's
matters.
no wrong to it isn't wrong to mingle.
No.
And I get the idea that she wants him to be like a helicopter boyfriend, so to say.
What is that?
It's almost like, you ever hear the phrase helicopter mom?
No.
It's almost like you're guiding your child, you're telling them what to do, how to do it, how to avoid trouble. You're just next to them constantly.
Okay. Not letting them live and learn on their own.
Yeah, not
Intercepting, interfering.
not having a relaxed environment.
Yeah.
Just to be yourself.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And it's almost like she's trying to control things.
Mm.
So she's wanting him to be close.
Yeah.
And it's understandable if she wants reassurance, if she's, worried about something.
Right.
But if she is worried about something, that's where you need a communication.
Well, right. Right.
And she's not speaking up.
Yeah.
So you need to have, I'm saying Tim.
Right.
You need to have that conversation with her. It's like, what's really the issue?
Right. What is the issue? The issue is not singing a song with someone. It's deeper than that. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, what can I help you with your need? Do you need something that I'm not giving that you want? Let me know.
Mm-hmm.
Because, most people aren't mind readers, right?
Mm-hmm. It's true.
So there's got to be something deeper.
Uh-huh. It's true.
So that makes sense?
It does. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's much deeper than that. And again, like I said, when you're in relationships, at the end of the day, people flirt. Most people are flirtatious, depending on the character or the personality. And when you're in a relationship, like you said, I'm going home with you. So
Right.
even if we're at a bar, we're together for years, if I'm talking to a man, maybe I'm just naturally flirtatious. It doesn't mean anything. It could. I'm not saying that people don't cross boundaries. They certainly do. But I'm saying, if I love you, I'm going home with you. That's really, at the end of the day, that's all that matters to me.
But for me, the way Tim describes it is, if I was dating this girl,
Yeah.
those friends would have crossed some boundaries for me. Because the way he describes it is that ex was, very close, hugging and kissing her, and that's kind of sort of a boundary that they cross, because I want to be the person that's hugging and kissing for that length of time, and I only want it to be me.
Right, but if he's saying he's been in a relationship for like 3 months or something.
Right.
Let's just say that the ex of his girl, what if they were together for years and years? When you're with somebody for that length of time and you split, it's almost like they're family in a way. It's hard to describe. I mean, this is certainly not every relationship,
Right.
but this is how my ex and I are. I mean, we were together for a long time, and we still care about each other and or we're friends. So yes, when we see each other, we might hug, maybe a little kiss, whatever. It's nothing romantic. It might make the other person feel uncomfortable. Maybe you don't do it in front of them. But then I think, well, that's kind of being insincere and kind of like be hiding something. I mean, I could definitely see it could be upsetting, I suppose. But again, it's all about insecurity. I feel like, I don't know. I don't know that it would bother me.
Well, let's put it this way.
I don't know that it would bother me.
So let's pretend that me and you were dating,
Yeah.
and you have that kind of friend. I'm
Right.
assuming that you kiss and hug and
Right, my ex,
stuff
yes.
like that.
Yeah.
So
Very platonically.
if I didn't know him well enough, I would be concerned. So if
Okay.
I don't know him, but you know him,
Right.
wouldn't there be a conversation? It's like,
Yeah,
well,
yeah, of course.
And
maybe
if I told you, I
Right.
felt uncomfortable if you were, kissing in such a way where it made me feel uncomfortable, or hugging for a certain length of time instead of like a friend hug.
Right.
You have more of a hug, a different hug. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
well, I mean, I definitely experienced that with him, and it's not something that was introduced into conversation. But he had friends from high school for 30 years, so way before I existed in his life. And I would witness that. We would go to parties, and he would, kiss the wives or whatever, like that, and it would kind of be a little twinge, like that's kind of weird. But at the end of the day, I went home with him, and you know what I mean? So I see both perspectives. I definitely see it, and might have been a nice conversation, but I don't think that individual, my ex, ever probably even thought about it. It's probably just not a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like he's been doing it forever, probably for 20 years.
Right.
But he never thought about it. So
Well, if I'm in a new relationship, it would be more like a comfort level because I don't know this other guy that's kissing on my girlfriend.
right. I get it. I see both sides. I really do.
Yeah, it would take me a while to get used to, and I would like to know who this person is
Right.
to get comfortable.
And you might become such good friends with him as well that it's not a thing. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's probably, there's a lot of different ways to look at it, but I certainly get both sides. I really do.
Right.
I really, really do. Yeah. But the harmless smooch is nothing. It's really kind of nothing, but I guess it's more what's behind it or what it could imply in the mind. Like,
Well,
you know.
from my experience, I mean, I have lots and lots of friends.
Yeah.
And me and my friends don't kiss, and me and my friends don't necessarily hug.
Okay.
I mean, some of the women we do. I
Yeah.
mean, we like shoulder hug and pat each other on the back, that kind of thing.
Right.
Not like hug where, the body hug kind of thing.
Well, it also depends on personality. That might just be your personality, Brian. I mean, I'm very, very touchy-feely, so
Well, so am I.
to me, I mean, with somebody you're interested in, maybe.
Right.
Right, but not, I mean, with friends, I'm the same way. I mean, I've kissed girlfriends on the cheek.
See, that's
So-
a boundary for me. I mean, that's more of an intimate thing that me and my girlfriend should share, not me and your friend.
Just a smooch?
No, like
I could smooch you right now. Is it a big deal? Do you want me to try, Brian?
No, I'm thinking the full body hug and the full, like lip kisses. I mean, I don't do that with friends. I mean, I can do that with family that I grew up with.
Okay. Well,
That-
some
that's
people
just-
think friends are family. That's what I'm saying. If they've been for 20 years, they've been friends, that's like family. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a conversation that could go on forever, and I'm sure that everybody feels differently about it. So,
Yeah, because I can hear in the back of my head of some comments would say, well, maybe he's still really interested in you and waiting.
for just over a little kiss, though, I mean, I don't
Well,
know.
that's why he's still in the relationship or still friends with you. Maybe you're not. interested, but maybe he might be
Oh,
still
God, no.
interested in some way. Well, maybe not your
Oh,
friend.
no, not me.
But you know what I mean.
Okay, you're making a point.
Maybe if he's still
Yeah,
single,
you're right.
and maybe he's, he still wants to hang out and he's making a point.
I suppose, maybe. I mean, I think your ex is for a reason, and if you remain friends, I don't know. Yeah, again, it's a touchy topic, I guess. It could be looked at in a million different ways. It really
Yeah.
can. Just depends on your upbringing, who the friends are, how the length of time in the relationship, how secure you are in yourself, how secure you are in the relationship. I mean,
Well,
if you're secure in the relationship, I don't think much is going to matter.
Right. Well, from Tim's point of view, he was secure up until she made a point.
Yep.
Or she started to...
The point was saying to him that her friends didn't think that they were together or whatever she was making. Her insecurities were coming out.
Yeah, it sounded like her insecurities were coming out. And all you have to do is just have that conversation.
Yeah.
And have that open communication.
Yeah, it's not easy for people to do, though.
Because I had a girlfriend where, she either drank her feelings or ran and hide or waited until she stewed about it.
And then blew up?
And then she blew up.
Yeah,
and then,
that's common.
And I always came to her and said, hey, is there anything wrong? She goes, no. And then a week later I found out what the real answer was.
Everything was wrong. Right.
Yeah.
Well, communication is tough. I mean, not everyone wants to communicate, so...
I don't know. I don't think it's that tough. All you have to do is open your mouth or take 2 seconds to ask a question.
Yeah, but, it's not all that easy.
Maybe not for some people.
No, it's not. It's not. The relationships wouldn't have problems if that were the case. Truth.
Well, you just, I keep on harping on this. You just have to have that conversation. It's like, I'm sorry you felt that I wasn't next to you. I didn't feel that you needed me to, be the helicopter boyfriend, so to say. And, if you need more attention, I'm more than happy to give it to you.
Right.
And, I would have that approach.
Right. I mean, again, I feel like when you're in a relationship after years, that's just, you go out with friends and you mingle and you're doing your own thing. And then you come together at some point, but at the beginning of a relationship, I think you want to be right next to that person. Not up their ass, so to speak, but you want to be near them and with them and enjoying the environment. But when you're together for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years with somebody, it's like you're going home with them. You're going to be with them for the rest of your life, potentially. Right. So go mingle with other people. It's not a big deal. You know what I mean? It's different.
Well, that's the way he wrote it. It sounds like he said that they were together all the time, every day, and he was just sitting back and wanted her to be happy with the friends and spend time. And he wanted to get to know them too.
Okay.
So he didn't think anything of it.
Okay.
But it sounds like she made a big deal out of it.
Well, chicks be like that. So I don't know. They make a big deal out of a lot.
I don't know.
A lot to do about nothing.
I don't know if I see much of a big deal or...
I don't. I'm trying to be objective because that's the point, so we could all learn, but It's not a big deal to me. It really isn't. I could be dating someone for a couple of months and I'll mingle with people. It's not going to bother me. Mm. And if they decided they met someone else and they didn't want to be with me, it might bum me out, but I ain't going to lose sleep over it. At the end of the day, if you found someone else that's better than me, then good on you. That's how I look at it. So it's just about security and confidence. Really, at the end of the day, it is. That's all it boils down to.
Yeah.
And respect. You want respect from the other person, obviously.
Yeah, you want to support each other and, give each other what your needs are.
You do. Uh-huh.
It's all about learning about each other, right?
But if the other person says, gives you an ultimatum, I want you to be next to me the whole time, don't mingle, and they're like, that would be weird to me. That's just not normal. That's not normal. I wouldn't think. Mm-hmm. That would be a red flag for me. I'd be like, okay. No. If I get up to get a drink and I talk to someone for 10, 15 minutes and you're uncomfortable with me not being next to you, that's a problem.
Yeah.
That's an issue. That's an issue to me.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a...
That's a little...
That's still more insecurity.
Yeah, it's insecure, right.
I mean, that's something that you can't control.
No, not in someone else. No, you sure.
Yeah.
You know you can't. No.
So
That was a good question.
yeah,
Tim.
a lot
Thank
of
you,
those were
Tim.
insecurity.
Definitely. Yes.
So there's another gentleman that writes in.
Okay.
Of course, I apologize for if I mispronounce the names. So this gentleman is his name is Ron Frutner,
Okay.
and him and his girlfriend have been dating for 2 years, or at least close to 2
Okay.
years.
Okay.
And he was a little bit concerned because I think there was this span of a week. He described it, well, on Tuesday, they went out.
Okay.
And then ever since Tuesday, from Sunday, certain things transpired.
Okay.
So this is what he said. So Ron was saying, well, he lives with his girlfriend
Okay.
in this small apartment,
Okay.
and she was drinking excessively, and he was wondering why she was drinking so much. So he asked her, is there anything wrong? And she goes, no. And so she goes and stumbles to bed, and they fall asleep, and then the next morning, it was like nothing happened.
Okay.
So let's see. The next day, before they go out, it looks like she drank a whole bottle of wine.
Where were they going? Or they were going out? Just...
They were just going out to a bar.
Okay.
It looks like, and she met a friend, and it was a guy friend, one of her guy friends.
Okay.
And they met up, and they had some drinks together, and she mentioned to her guy friend that, oh, I drank the whole bottle. And they were talking, and it's a bottle that he bought her as a present.
Okay.
So Ron didn't buy her the bottle, but
the friend did.
The friend that's a guy bought her the bottle.
Okay.
And Ron was looking at his face, and his face lit up with surprise. It's like, oh, you drank that whole bottle? And then, Ron can tell that she was drunk and intoxicated, but they still had fun.
Yeah.
And everything else. And they went home like nothing was wrong. And then the next couple days, they were sitting home watching TV. She had a couple glasses of wine, and well, let me ask you, because he describes it as she gets these boxes of wine.
Yeah.
So how many bottles of wine is in one of those boxes? Do you know?
It depends. The big boxes, probably 6 maybe.
6 bottles?
Maybe the littler boxes are like 3. I don't buy those that often, so I'm not really sure. They're a lot, though.
I don't see little or big boxes. I just see one size.
No, they have huge ones. They have tiny little ones. They have smaller ones with like 1 bottle. Yeah, so I don't know what box she had.
No, this is a fairly...
Like Franzia.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably 6 bottles of wine.
Really?
Easily. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Definitely.
Yeah, see, I wouldn't know that kind of thing.
I know you don't drink, but
So
I do.
If it's 6 bottles of wine,
Yeah.
and he describes it as, she polishes the box off in about 2-3 days.
Okay.
Is that a lot?
I would say that'd be impossible for one day.
Is
that would be a lot. Yeah, I would think that would be a lot.
Okay.
That's essentially 2 bottles a day. Well, I don't know though, because the average person can drink a whole bottle, a little small bottle by themselves. I know you don't know that because you don't drink, but that's nothing crazy. But I mean, a big box like that, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Well, see, that's what he was thinking. He was describing that's a lot.
That's a lot.
So he was concerned, and he kept on asking her, is everything okay? And because he hasn't seen her like that before, where she's intoxicated for that long of a period of time.
Okay.
Day after day. And it was only from Tuesday to Sunday, the way he described it.
Okay.
So he somehow he gets the phone number of this friend
Okay.
that was there at the bar at that one instance
Okay.
where she said, "Hey, I
Where
drank
the
this whole
friend bought-
bottle."
Okay.
Yeah. And then he had his
that note.
face lit up and was surprised.
Mm-hmm.
So
Surprise! I wonder, was he surprised? Good surprised or shocked?
he was shocked that she drank the whole bottle.
Okay,
'Cause
got it.
I think he said that. Well, that's a lot of alcohol to drink,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and clearly she was intoxicated.
Yeah. Well, she's a grown woman. She's entitled to be, but I digress.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but
I don't care if you drink or not.
Yeah.
But as long as you don't, you're not abusive towards me.
Mm-hmm.
Because some people, for me, it enhances their personality. So if they're
Fun.
naturally abusive,
Oh, true. Yeah.
then that's a little bit dangerous.
Well, that's not always the case either. Something could be bothering her too.
Well, I was thinking,
Which-
like, if my friend Ben drank a lot,
Yeah.
he's very loud and he's very, I don't know, he's
Angry.
angry. Yeah.
Well, he had issues. We know.
And so
We know he had issues. He was
So-
he was fighting some demons.
So the more he drank, the louder he got.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's a crutch. People use it for a crutch, obviously.
I'm not saying everybody's like that. but
Right. Right.
Everybody has their own personality
Yes.
that's enhanced, I'm
Yes.
thinking. So Ron's calling this friend of hers that was at that bar, and he goes, "Well, I'm concerned."
He called the friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how he got the number. or
Okay. So he
anything.
called the friend. Okay.
So he called the friend and he goes, "I'm concerned because she's been drunk every single day, and I'm not sure." And then all of a sudden, the friend got concerned,
Okay.
and I guess for some reason it got to his girlfriend.
That he called. The friend.
I guess,
questioning.
yeah. From my understanding, the friend talked to the girlfriend,
Okay.
and Ron didn't know
Okay.
that they talked, and eventually got back to him, and she got pissed.
Mm.
And she goes, "Why did you talk to my friend? Why are you making me look bad in front of him?"
Oh boy.
And Ron's like, "I was just concerned because you didn't say that there was anything wrong, so I felt that maybe I did something, or maybe you could have said, there is a problem, but maybe we can talk about it later, but you never said anything. And all of a sudden now I'm making you look bad in front of your friend." I mean, that's, it sounds like, it sounds a communication problem.
Well, at the end of the day, it all boils down to lack of communication. It does.
So apparently all three of them got together and started talking, and she said, "Well, the reason why I was drinking is because I was afraid of Ron and my friend getting together, because I wasn't sure if you guys were going to like each other, or if you guys were okay with each other, or anything else."
That doesn't sound like a very good reason to drink.
No, it doesn't.
No. I mean, sadness or, death or something, but that, okay. I mean, we all have our things or whatever, but
Well, I can see it to a certain point. Like maybe you have anxiety,
anxiety.
and you're
sure.
just keeping it in.
But over that, though? Okay.
Yeah, that's a little bit, I don't want to say stupid,
Yeah.
but
it's a little
for the lack
drastic.
of a better word.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a little drastic when,
Yeah.
I'm thinking, she should have just said something and to you. Said, like Ron said in his email, just say, "Well, there's something wrong, but I don't want to talk about it right now." He could have been supportive,
Yeah.
but she wasn't open. It sounded like
Right.
the way he wrote it.
Right.
At the same note, he described all three of them got together, and he said that she said, "You made me look bad in
Bad.
front of my friend," and I would be like, Well, why don't you ask your friend if it made if it made her look bad? All she had to do was ask him because he was in the room.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming just the three of them had that conversation. Nobody else knows that she was drunk and stumbling to bed.
But would the friend be honest? I mean, putting someone on the spot like that, is someone going to be really honest? I don't know.
Well, no, if they're together, if all three of them are together for that same issue, just to try to solve the issue, it says something. So even with the friend, I don't know how long they've been friends, but it's not going to change his view on who you are.
His meaning the friend or the boyfriend? The friend?
Yeah, the friend and the girl that Ron's dating. It's not going to change the friend's view because the friend's probably known him for a year longer, at least. Even after a year. I mean, are you going to take this new boyfriend's view? You might be concerned.
Right.
Because he sounded like he was just concerned.
Right.
And then all of a sudden the friend decided to be concerned because he's never seen her that way either. I mean, he's seen her at the bar that way because all three of them were together as far as what he described.
Right.
But
I don't know. I don't think it's that big of an issue.
no, it sounds like
it's
she's
petty. I mean,
she's making it a bigger issue than what it is.
I mean,
She seems like she's turning it around, and she wants control of something.
Yeah.
It's like instead of being all about her,
Yeah.
why isn't it all about their relationship? Why is she focusing in on why are you making me feel bad, or make me look bad in front of my friend?
Right.
Why does it have to be? See, for me, that's a narcissistic view of herself. So that's a narcissistic comment.
Yeah, I guess I could
if
see
you
that.
understand what that is.
Yes, I know what narcissism is. I'm very narcissistic, by the way. No, I'm kidding. I'm not.
What?
No, I'm not at all. No, I don't. Yeah, it's like making a mountain out of a molehill. It's like she got drunk. She drank too much. The boyfriend should have confronted her and be done with it. I mean,
it sounds like the boyfriend did, and she was not responding or responsive.
Okay, well.
Or maybe she didn't want to talk about it at the time, but she didn't say anything.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe she was embarrassed. I don't know.
Why would she be embarrassed of something she chose to do?
Well, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know her, and I don't know the situation. But if she's avoiding wanting to talk about it, that would scream embarrassment. When people don't want to talk about things, typically it's because they're embarrassed or uncomfortable. What other reason is there? Or you were just a private person. But that would be a totally different thing.
Would you be embarrassed in front of somebody you're dating?
Not really.
Or
I'm a
friend?
grown woman. No. I mean, I do what I want to do. If I do something wrong, I admit to it, I apologize, and I keep moving. So, I don't think, that's kind of what being a grown-up is. You take accountability. That's kind of how I see things. And if the other person doesn't like it or doesn't agree with it, then they can keep moving. I mean, I don't know.
And I'm only hearing one side, so I don't know.
Exactly. That's true, too. That's very true.
From his point of view, it doesn't seem like she's taking accountability for her own actions.
It doesn't sound like it. That's
she's
true.
She's trying to redirect it. And
she's redirecting.
And pointing the finger.
She's embarrassed. She's uncomfortable for some reason. So maybe she's not admitting the real reason why she was drinking. And she's embarrassed. I don't know. She could be embarrassed for that.
Yeah, maybe there's a deeper reason.
Could be. That's true. But
again, there has to be that conversation.
Exactly, and she could simply say, you know what? I want to drink. I want to get drunk. She's a grown woman. It's her entitled. She's entitled to do that, and the guy can decide whether or not he wants to deal with it or not. Or he could be like, well, why? Can I help you with something? Are you sad? Yeah, what can I do? Something like that.
He was just concerned because he's never seen this before.
Right.
And it sounds like that her friend's never seen that before either.
She's probably going through something, obviously. I mean, most people that drink like that are. Something's going on with her, so.
Why wouldn't you share that with your boyfriend?
Maybe. I don't know. Does she love him? Are they in love? How deep is the relationship? Maybe
Does it
she's
matter?
not comfortable. Yeah, it matters. Absolutely. If they're just dating casually, yeah. I mean, if she loves him and is sharing her life with him.
Well, they're living together.
They're living together.
I mean,
well,
I don't
then
know.
we would think that they're in love.
Yeah.
She's probably not comfortable talking to him about whatever, either in general or, I mean, not everyone wants to talk. People have been married for years and years and they don't communicate. It's not easy for some people to communicate. It's just not.
Yeah, but it's easy to avoid it. Just open your mouth and...
It's not that easy for some people. Some people are afraid to share how they feel about things, rejection, how they'll be seen, who knows? She's obviously she's going through something, I would guess. She's with the wrong person if she can't share it with him, but...
Why not have the support of your boyfriend and just...
Maybe she doesn't think he'll be supportive. Maybe whatever it is that's bothering her, maybe she thinks he'll be, oh, that's no big deal. Why?
Or she's afraid...
That's no reason to drink, or, you know what I mean? It could be a litany of things. Who knows?
Or she's afraid of being judged.
She's afraid of being judged. That too. Absolutely. For sure. That could definitely be it. I mean, no one wants to be judged.
No. But it sounds like, Ron's open to the idea of talking and wanting to support, and it seems like he's going after her and asking, okay, is there anything I can do? Is there something wrong? And she's like, no, until it's too late.
Well, I guess he'll have to make that decision.
I mean, it would have been nice if she would have opened up and just say, well, I'm going through a couple things. Maybe we'll talk about it later, but I'm sorry.
I'm depressed. It's the time of year. It could be anything.
Yeah, it's like support each other. Have that loving connection and relationship.
Right. It really doesn't seem difficult, but it is. Believe me, it's not that easy. If it were that easy relationship, we wouldn't have this podcast. It's not that easy. It just isn't. It's just not. I mean, anybody you talk to, pick 5 people in your circle. They're all going through it. All of them. And mine too. We all have issues, married or otherwise. Everyone's going through it.
Okay, what issues do you have? Let's solve them right here.
We'll save that for another time.
What?
On that note, I'm going to go get a drink. Would you like one?
So I'm thinking, just to wind it up. I mean, both of them, they just need open communication. That's all.
Yeah.
And they just need to be welcoming instead of being a porcupine.
A porcupine?
Yeah, it's like, have you ever tried to hug a porcupine?
No, I actually haven't. Prickly.
No, yeah,
prickly, I would imagine.
Exactly. So if you have that prickly personality,
yeah,
you're not very welcoming to have that support.
Well, no, but we're not assuming she's prickly, are we? Just because she doesn't want to talk? She might be just withdrawn,
Right.
We don't know what's going on with her, so...
I would just not be a porcupine and just open up. And if you want that loving, caring relationship that we all deserve, just, What? Don't
Talk.
be looking up in the air. What the heck is wrong with you?
I didn't think you were looking at me.
Ow. Why are you looking up in the air?
It's not that easy. If everyone...
I'm not saying it's that easy.
If everyone starts communicating, Brian, we have nothing to talk about. Think of that. We've got no podcast.
Yeah, I know.
We need broken relationships.
You'd be listening to a silent podcast if nobody wants to talk.
Listening to a silent podcast. That's like... Makes no sense. But that's okay.
But you understand, right?
I do understand, in theory. But again, it's not that easy. Couples that are together for a long time, sometimes they just shut down. How long are they together? Do we know?
I don't know.
I'm going to assume a while. But, when you're together with somebody, you'd think it would get easier, but a lot of times you close off. It gets harder. I don't know why that is. People change. They become different people. It's just not that easy. In theory, it should be, but it's not.
I think you're making excuses.
You
should grow together and not grow apart.
Well, again...
And just open up communication.
And you're single, correct, Ryan? Since you have it all figured out.
Yeah, I'm kind of tired of dating, so
exactly.
I'm taking a break.
On that note, exactly.
Yeah, I'll tell you more stories about my dating horrors,
Oh God.
like you haven't heard enough.
Okay.
All right, until next time.